EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the architectural wonder that is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
20.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
22.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Freeman again, a first down carry. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Ryan being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Tyrone Crawford. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
11. Wait. 54, south.
Now Ryan. He finds Coleman. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too.
Gun! 21!
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Down right around the 25. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking for the end zone. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. On the return, it's Jordan Lewis. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Elliott, the leading rusher for the 2nd time in his 3 NFL seasons, 1,434 yards, more than 100 better than second-place Saquon Barkley.
And the offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas. He makes them go. And how about how he added to his pass catching this year? His numbers jumped up in a big way. So when Dak Prescott didn't have something downfield, he just dumped it out into the flat to number 21.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A first down throw for Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
For the Falcons, Charles, we talked all year about the injuries that they had in 2018, and you kind of touched on it earlier, too. It's hard to get around them, though, when you look back at this past year. So they go to 7-9, and I know that that's not what they wanted, but with all the injuries, is that okay?
It would be if you didn't think you were going to the Super Bowl. You know, if you didn't think you had a chance at that, and they did going into the season. But when you lose your starting safeties in Ricardo Allen and Keanu Neal, your middle linebacker, Deion Jones, for a long stretch of time, you end up starting 1-4. Then in the second half of the season, you have a 5-game losing streak. 7 and 9 is actually better than I thought that they were finishing because of those 2 long losing streaks.
Hey, South. 21. Got it.
On second down, here's Ryan. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Jalen Smith coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Hey, Tuesday. Left.
Here's Ryan to throw. And he's going to go down again. Jalen Smith in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. And the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
Well, as they take the field here for the next drive, let's talk about the AFC Championship game. How excited are you for Mahomes and Brady, Chiefs and Patriots?
I'm very excited because, remember, this is a rematch game, just like in the NFC, where they played in the regular season, but this time the site is different. Regular season, they were in Foxborough, and Tom Brady and the Patriots won late against Kansas City. But how about this? The first quarterback to have a 50-touchdown season, Tom Brady, he's taking on the latest to do so in Patrick Mahomes.
And you've also got the likely MVP in Mahomes against arguably the greatest to do it all time. The storylines here just at the quarterback position are limitless.
Yeah, and remember we said they met in the regular season? It was 43-40, the win for the Patriots in Foxborough, but Kansas City walked out of there vowing revenge.
Second down, Prescott. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
11. Space. Ready, blue 80. 525.
On second down, Ryan. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Go. 25. 21. 48. Go.
Now Ryan on first down. And finding the tight end, Hooper. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who is open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Well, partner, let's look ahead to the NFC Championship game while we got a second. Sunday, 3 Eastern, Rams, Saints. What do you think about that matchup?
I'm loving the matchup, and it's right back at the site where they played in the regular season. And the Saints got out to a 21-point lead, and the Rams reeled them in before the Saints won it by 10 down the stretch. Here's where I think the biggest matchup of the game is. Marcus Peters, corner for the Rams, against Michael Thomas, receiver of the Saints. In the last game, Michael Thomas really got over on him, over 200 yards receiving. And the Saints said that was the game plan, to attack Marcus Peters. He vowed it would be different if they met again. Here's his opportunity this Sunday.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They'll give to Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Awesome. Hey.
10th carry now for Elliott. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, we're going right there. We're going right there.
The give is to Elliott. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
26.
They'll try to throw down. Prescott. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. "14 seconds, all that's left to this first half as they come up on 1st down. After the interception, here's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And here's Lewis. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Again, it's Elliott. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Vic Beasley in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. 9 nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Sanu with a grab over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 22. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
21.
To throw on second down, Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
The Falcons on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. And the play clock running very low, so Dan Quinn decides to call for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Falcons on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. From the gun, it's Ryan. Drops it off for Coleman. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. A handoff left, Elliott. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing, Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Let's go. Let's send it now. Gun. There we go. Wide 8. Gun. Kill. 26.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. And this is incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
This is Coleman. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Gun.
Looking to throw on second down. Ryan. Left side completion to Jones. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. A second down throw for Prescott. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Brooks Reed in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Here we go. 46. Here we go. Get back.
Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Give him 30 yards there. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
12.
On 1st down, Ryan. That is incomplete. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the 3rd time he's been off target this entire game.
And, Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
Get out! Wait! 21!
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. And his throw is incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And now a long one for Matt Bryant. He's hit from 62 in his career, but that was all the way back in 2006. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A give to Elliott running left. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Desmond Trufant, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the 2nd half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down. Ryan. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but For the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
There we go.
On first down, Ryan, and he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Coleman on the toss. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. The Falcons on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Hey, Tuesday.
Check 48 to the mic. Check 48 to the mic.
Ready for that?
Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
There is no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone for a touchback, so that will come out now to the 25-yard line. The offense.
you.